Today we've got a 6 Plus with a really common board level problem, searching, no service, put a SIM card in. Sometimes it might not even realize you have a SIM card in there. You can tell this is a board level problem and not a service problem. If you go to your dialer, you go star pound 06 pound and it just disappears. What's supposed to happen is that's supposed to refresh the IMEI number from the baseband. It'll pop up on a gray screen there and give you the IMEI number. When it doesn't do that, you have a baseband communication issue. And this is a 6 Plus, real bendy phone. I've actually already done Touch IC on this one. It was sent back a couple months later with the searching no service. All related, all similar issues. We do see the IMEI number saved in there and modem firmware number in there, but we're not refreshing the IMEI, which is why it's not getting any service. So let's get it taken apart. Reasonably certain I've done this repair on stream before. But we'll do it again because there's not a heck of a lot going on today. And I haven't streamed in a while. And maybe something weird will happen, like the last routine repair I did live. So first things first, we need to get the EMI shields off. Hopefully you can't hear too much of what's going on in the front of the shop there. I might have to put the fake window up.
So this might not be worth repair for me. Okay, so that what I might do is get that repaired.
Hop out, chat. Alright, let's go ahead and get shields off. I would zoom in on this a little bit better if I could, but I can't, so I won't. So a lot of times these will temporarily get service back, even through the course of just taking the shield off, just because it takes so much heat. You can end up partially reflowing some of this stuff. That is not something that you want to consider a success. That's not a real repair. Let's see if I can see this any better. Not really. Not really. Bottom shield just pops right off. This top one is a little bit more stubborn. I like to take a little bit of flux and actually put it near the battery terminal here to protect that plastic. Same thing over here by the SIM tray. And it'll help the solder melt.
It's charged, but I don't think so.
Okay, starting to come loose.
Just out of curiosity, if it works. Yeah. All my friends think it's stressful.
There we go. It really takes a molten level of heat to get that baseband GMOS shield off of there. Alright, we're going to start on this side of the board. And we still want that pretty hot. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get this there. It's a little better. What fun. Okay, here is our baseband CPU. I don't want to use those tweezers. I want to use, let's see, power use. Perfect. Get a little bit of flux in there. Should be coming up pretty soon. There we go. Okay. Those solder balls are a mess. Let's get those cleaned up. You want to do this while the board's still hot. You'll get a nice even coating if you don't have a huge temperature differential between your ground plane and your actual live circuits. Looks like we pulled a pad. Looks like an NC pad though. Not much holding it on to begin with. And is not connected to anything, so doesn't matter. Didn't want that pad anyway. Let's do this. Got a little bit of heat on that ground plane. Drag some solder across here. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is jumping up in this area. Let's get it focused nicely there. So these are the two problem pads. This one I'm striping is U1. This one is V1. See, right near that main fault line, that main point of board flexion, near the SIM tray, where these two are located. This one, V1, has another test point that meets up underneath the SIM tray. We're not going to worry about that. That circuit doesn't seem to be a very important one anyway, and it's not the cause of our searching no service, no baseband communication issue here. But this one, U1, we're not gonna do just a quick short jumper. We're gonna run the long jumper through to the other side of the board to a test point, just to eliminate the possibility of this little weak area causing problems again. I call it the Chris Long jumper. His video is the one that I learned it from, so credit where credit is due. But let's go ahead and get both these tinned properly. Got a little solder surface to attach to. Let's also put the baseband CPU somewhere. It's not going to get lost there. That's a little safer. Alright, next we'll grab a little short piece just for a quick jumper on a V1. And I'm going to actually use a roll of jumper wire to do the U1 jumper. I've done it before in a bind off of the solder wick. Not crazy about that. I have no problem using solder wick for short jumpers. It's the same diameter. It's a nice conductive copper material. Same diameter as my smallest jumper wire. The only thing smaller that we have easy access to would be like a winding inside a vibrate motor or a earpiece speaker. Those are pretty tiny. But I have found this stuff. Can't even zoom out enough to see it. This is just a roll of good, I think it's uncoated. The solder is real easy, so you do have to watch where you go with it. But this has been some good jumper wire. Let's get a good clean end on here first. Okay, get that debris out the way. Alright, and then we want to make a 90-degree bend in this. Doesn't so much matter where, because we can always trim it again. Let's get a nice bend in it. There we go. That's going to let it sit there-ish. So we'll trim this again just so we don't grab the pad next to it. We want it somewhere around here. So I'm just going to trim a little bit more off so we're not grabbing that pad. attach you there. Oh, right in the middle of the pad. You don't want it wandering around. Okay. Maintain our bend. Okay. Looking good so far. Alright. So next, we want to get to the end of the wire. We're not going to need nearly this much. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and trim like most of this off just so we can have a manageable length to work with. That'll be plenty. Yeah, I grabbed a piece of jumper wire long enough to go across the entire board, top to bottom. Alright, so let's get this. Without too much bending, let's get it fished through to the other side. Okay, so you got this nice handy little hole in the board where your EMI shields have a little pin that goes all the way through for alignment. Okay. Pull this all the way through. So we don't need a whole lot. Make sure we didn't severely misshape this side of it. Okay, still. Alright, so we want to get another little bend there. Put that iPad, John. There you go. Good to go on there. Okay. Alright, our test point is the second one in this row. I'm going to go ahead and get this soldered down so we don't have to fight with this loose wire the rest of the time. We're going to clear off some coating off the top of here. Make a nice little pad out of that. So out of focus. So wobbly. Somewhat better. Okay. Get a nice clean pad on our test point here. You don't have to clear the whole thing off. A little quick bend right there. I want to steer clear of all these ground points. All these little mounting spots for the EMI shield. We'll ground out this line and undo all the hard work we're doing. Okay, so that is in place. That's nice and clear that way. Case in point, we've got this one. But now we've got tension on both sides where it's real easy to get exactly the bend and shape of this point. Okay, I don't think I need to narrate every bend of the wire here. I'm just going to get it clear there. Alright. Get all this flux cleaned up because I want to keep that in place with some conformal coating. Same thing on this side. I'm gonna clean up that solder. It's got a big peak on it. Looks ugly. Zero effect on how well it works, but I'll know it looks ugly. That's the way to live. There, no more point. One quick tap of the iron. Oh, you may want to cover your ears. That's probably loud as hell. That side nice and dry. Get this side nice and dry.